il n'explique pas la vraie raison de la chute des bâtiments. Il affirme juste de manière catégorique que le début de l'effondrement a tout entraîné avec lui. Cependant, le rapport ne tient pas compte de la structure de maintien de la tour après que toutes les conditions menant à la chute aient été réunies et que celle-ci devint inévitable.
This is a kerosene heater designed for use in any ordinary house. The heater runs on jet-grade kerosene contained in this tank. Made of steel, the heater can operate all night and all day. The kerosene fumes ignite and burn inside it, never causing even the smallest part of this heater to weaken or melt. Eric Hufschmidt, author of the book Painful Questions, is a metal-cutting software engineer.
The floors of the World Trade Center towers were on three-dimensional mesh of steel beams. You have to keep in mind now the floor is about an acre in size. There are thousands of joints all over it. In order for the floor to fall down, thousands of joints would have to break simultaneously. So then if you look at the speed at which this came down, less than 10 seconds, you blink your eye and thousands of joints just pop somehow.
Seismic data from Columbia University puts the North Tower collapse at about 8 seconds and the South Tower at approximately 10.
Le rapport de la commission sur le 11 septembre attestera qu'à 9h58, la tour sud s'est effondrée en 10 secondes. Même le NIST assure que le sommet des édifices est tombé en chute libre. Jugez vous-même.
Et notre conclusion est que le bâtiment n'aurait pas dû s'écrouler si rapidement, si le feu est réellement la cause de la chute. En fait, un ingénieur en mécanique, Gordon Ross, dans la revue sur les études du 11 septembre, a fait une analyse complète basée sur la conservation de l'impulsion.
Si la version officielle est correcte, alors la chaleur censée avoir provoqué la chute aurait dû produire son effet moins rapidement et de manière asymétrique. Pour que les tours s'écroulent sur elles-mêmes et se pulvérisent comme on l'a constaté, et en observant le rôle joué par l'acier, il s'agirait d'un défaut sur une zone dans laquelle celui-ci se serait amplifié. Nous verrions alors une chute asymétrique, entraînant peut-être les sections inférieures, celles-ci se tordant sous le poids. Mais il est très inhabituel de voir la section supérieure tomber en écrasant la partie la plus résistante, qui se situait au centre de la structure. Cela n'a pas de sens. La loi de la gravitation de Newton détermine le temps que met un objet pour parcourir une certaine distance en chute libre. Un objet lâché du toit de l'une des deux tours heurterait le sol en 9,2 secondes.
If you were to drop a billiard ball from the top of the Twin Towers, it would hit the ground in just over 9 seconds. The average time it took for the towers to fall. Helped by gravity and falling through air, the ball will gain speed. The calculation for a pure pancake collapse of 110 stories, with each floor pulverizing to get out of the way, is 96 seconds. In the real world, with the floors creating resistance, a pancake collapse would lose speed. Never would it gain speed. The steel in dragon-like lengths and contortions spoke for itself. Bent, deformed, without cracks.
I found it hard to believe that it actually bent because of the size of it and how there's no cracks in the iron. It bent without almost a single crack in it. It takes thousands of degrees to bend steel like this.
Typically you'd have buckling and tearing on the tension side, but there's no buckling at all.
FEMA's executive summary relays that much of the fuel in the planes, jet-grade kerosene, was consumed by the initial fireballs and the following few minutes of fire.
Cette photo thermique prise par la NASA 5 jours après les événements montre des températures très élevées à la base des 3 tours effondrées.
Du métal fondu à plus de 1100 degrés centigrades fut découvert dans les décombres de Ground Zero, sous les tours jumelles et sous le bâtiment numéro 7. Même avec les fortes pluies du 14 et 21 décembre et un flot continu d'eau et de produits ignifuges décrits comme des lacs géants, ces feux ne seront pas éteints avant le 13 décembre 2001, devenant ainsi les plus longs incendies de l'histoire.
Here's what demolition experts use in steel-framed buildings. The linear shaped charge.
It's a chevron-shaped or V-shaped charge that you can focus at a specific target, and it's lethal. It generates around 3 million pounds per square inch pressure at a speed, depending on the explosive inside the shaped charge, in excess of 27,000 feet per second.
These core columns were discovered after the collapse. The angled cut occurs in exactly the manner that shaped charges slice through steel beams to control the way they fall. Notice the hardened, once liquid metal. Was thermite used with the shaped charge?
The job of the shaped charge is to cut steel H-beams.
The way we do this is by cutting the beam at an angle, which through a series of beams cut at the same angle will tend to make the building shift over and walk.
In November 2005, physics professor Stephen Jones of Brigham Young University published a 25-page treatise on the collapse of the Twin Towers and Building 7, applying the laws of physics to the official story. From an interview on MSNBC.
As we read in the FEMA report, it says here, and I put this in my paper, of course, the best hypothesis, which is the only one they looked at, the fire, has only a low probability of occurrence. Further investigation, analyses are needed to resolve this issue, and
Professor,
I agree with that.
I am sorry that we are out of time, and I'm not sure that
Whoa.
You've
one other thing I want to mention about...
Okay, if you can hit it,
okay,
just hit it quickly.
all right. Okay, here we go. Molten metal in the basements of all 3 buildings.
Right.
And yet all scientists now reasonably agree that the fires were not sufficiently hot to melt the steel. So what is this molten metal? It's a direct evidence for the use of high-temperature explosives such as thermite. Thermite produces molten iron as an end product.
Okay. We appreciate your coming on, even if I don't understand your theories. We appreciate you trying to explain them. Thanks.
4 of these samples have been sent to physicist Stephen Jones, formerly of Brigham Young University. And they find in it not only these spheres, which others have found too, USGS, R.J. Lee, doing toxicological studies. These spheres have iron, aluminum, fluorine, manganese, very unusual elements associated only with thermite. And there's small chips of unignited thermite as well. This is very high-tech thermite, nanothermite. It's not found in a cave in Afghanistan. It's produced in very sophisticated Defense Department contracting laboratories.